Corey, you want to start?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Nick. My name is Corey Jakobson, Senior Vice President, Southern Idaho Region Leader on the commercial side. Excited to be here today. I've known Nick Kawaguchi for a long time and has been a good friend for many years here in Boise. So I manage the commercial team throughout the region here in Southern Idaho. Columbia Bank, we're a $21 billion bank headquartered in Tacoma, Washington, primarily a commercial bank. We really like to help businesses grow and get the capital they need to expand. That's where my expertise and my team comes in.
Joe Hickman, been in the banking business in Boise since 1980. I currently serve as the president of Idaho Trust Bank Private Bank. That's the private banking group within Idaho Trust Bank. We're an Idaho-based, we're actually a Boise-based, one of the only ones, community banks based out of, headquartered out of Boise, but we're about a $250 million community bank. Unlike most community banks, we're also in the wealth management and trust area as well, so provide those services.
I do want to start with maybe, in general, from a manufacturer standpoint, right? They're working, with a local bank or wherever. They're just getting started. How does a manufacturing company really become bankable, right? Because everybody knows that is probably the best money to get, just because it's the cheapest typically. But it can be also the hardest to get, right? Because any equity investor will tell you, if you can get bank financing, you should be doing that first. Right. So what does it mean to be bankable?
I guess on my side, when we're talking bankable, for me, really, it comes down to the cash flow of the company. Do you understand what your cash is? Do you not? Do you understand your cash conversion cycle? Do you not? What are your AR days plus your inventory days minus your AP days? What is that cash conversion cycle? And how much money do you need to fund that cash conversion cycle? If you can really turn trading assets, AR inventory, into cash, then there's some sort of financing available, whether it's bank or other. If you're not sure how to turn your trading assets into cash, you're not bankable. You don't know if you're making money or not. And so when we're talking about a manufacturer, it's really, hey, look, do we understand raw goods, WIP, finished material? What's that look like? And then how long is it going to take for us to get paid on the back end from whoever we're selling it to? And if we can really understand that, then we can dive into, okay, hey, this is what we can finance or not. The other side on the bank is you're going to have some money into the deal. Mm-hmm. Typically, as a bank, the most we're going to finance is 80% on accounts receivable and 50% on inventory. And it may be a little bit better than that, or it could be worse than that, depending on your inventory. Okay. So, if you're coming to the bank and you're saying, hey, look, I need you to finance 100% of my cash conversion cycle, that's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. And so I think as you start looking to become bankable, it's really for those companies that have made money, they are making profit, they're putting that profit back into the business, the owners aren't taking all of it out, and they have equity into that cash conversion cycle, if we're talking line of credit specifically, which most manufacturers have and use a healthy line of credit.
I would just tell you maybe just a little different perspective. Corey's spot on, but the other thing is maybe between the bank and working, a lot of times it's a partnership with ourselves and maybe another intermediary. In this case, it might be a fintech. Let's say Summit or LSQ. We provide the treasury services. Let's say you've got a growing, the other thing to qualify, we want to see that, make sure that, let's just pick a dollar amount. You've got at least $2 million in sales. You've got adequate financial statements. You've got a good business plan and a product set that is, that people want. A product that they want and so forth. And with that, now, we've got different names to these, but there's the asset-based lending, there's the PO financing, the payables financing. So yes, profitability is definitely key, but I've seen in situations where, a growing company and they're seeing some success, but maybe they've got some equipment free and clear. So then, that's the other part of asset-based lending is
Mm-hmm.
you could be financing your inventory or your accounts receivable and inventory on a line, but maybe get a term note on some equipment that you've purchased or had. And then the private banking person in me, maybe there's a guarantor somewhere behind there that an investor, whether that's an angel or whatever, but maybe there's someone that provides some strength to the deal. And if the bank you're dealing with has a private banking group, maybe they can see the value in that, and you bring someone in to strengthen the deal with that personal guarantee. But
Okay.
I would say Corey covered what the quote a banker would tell you is all those things. But again, don't forget these fintechs are able to work some off-balance sheet type transactions and possibly can help that company that is close to profitability and has got positive signal, signs in the company.